Hello and welcome to this short video explaining Kia's new automated manual transmission, also known as an AMT. In this video we will answer three key questions about AMT. What is AMT? How do we drive an AMT? And what are the benefits of AMT? So firstly, what actually is an AMT and what makes it different to other transmission options? To start with, it is important to understand that an AMT is mechanically the same as a manual transmission underneath the bonnet. The differences arise in the way that they are operated. So let's pop inside and have a look. Instead of a gear lever and clutch pedal inside the car that would be operated by the driver, an AMT has an actuator system inside the engine bay, which operates both. This then links the AMT to the electronic control unit, or ECU, of the car, where pre-programmed shift patterns are stored. So, whenever the RPM climbs to a certain level, the ECU automatically controls the actuator and in turn operates the clutch and gearbox together. Although that may sound quite complicated, it means simply for the driver that there is no need to manually push in the clutch and manually change gear. And because there is no need for the driver to do these actions, the AMT looks very similar on the face of it to a fully automatic gearbox. You can see we have a gear selector with three modes: drive, neutral and reverse. You move between the modes by pulling and pushing the gear stick to the desired mode. Alternatively, you can change gear manually using the gear selector by simply sliding it towards you and then pushing the gear shifter forward to go up the gears and pulling it back to go down. And we only have two pedals, the accelerator and the brake. So let's talk about what this means for a driver and how to operate the AMT correctly. In the same way that you would drive a manual transmission differently to an automatic transmission, the AMT has its own way of being operated. Whilst there are similarities between the AMT and an automatic transmission, you will see now in how we operate it that they are different. Once you are comfortable in the vehicle, you firstly want to select the drive mode on your gear stick and release the handbrake with your foot firmly on the brake pedal. To pull away, press the accelerator smoothly and you will move forward as you would in an automatic transmission. This is where the similarities with an automatic transmission end. As you begin to accelerate, you will see the RPM increase and hear the engine noise frequency climb. These are indicators that the AMT is ready to move up a gear, similar to a fully manual gearbox. To change up a gear in the smoothest and most efficient way, slightly lift off the throttle as if you were going to change gear manually, and then reapply throttle pressure. If you were driving an automatic transmission vehicle, you would not need to lift off the throttle to activate the gear change. This is the critical difference when driving an AMT. Let me show you what we mean. On the left, you will see the pedals and rev counter of an automatic transmission vehicle. As the RPM climbs, the driver does not need to make any changes to their throttle pressure, but the automatic gearbox changes up a gear and the RPM drops. On the right, we see an AMT transmission and rev counter. As the RPM climbs, the driver lifts off the throttle and the RPM drops. The driver then reapplies the acceleration and the RPM slowly climbs again. This pause in acceleration gives the AMT a chance to activate the automated gear change and you will move forward in a higher gear. It's that simple. If you don't lift off the accelerator slightly to allow for the automated gear change, the AMT will perform the gear change much higher up the rev range, affecting the smoothness of the transition. When using the manual mode on the gear selector, it is important to lift off the throttle before you select another gear and allow a moment for the AMT to initiate the gear change before reapplying the throttle. When you brake, the car will move down through the gears and come to a stop. When you are stationary, you should then shift to neutral, keeping your foot on the brake and then apply the handbrake. This will avoid any wear on the manual clutch. So what are the benefits of AMT? Well, the first benefit of the AMT are its high levels of convenience. By only having 2 pedals and not having to manually change gear, it means less strain on your left arm and leg, making driving in rush hour and city centre driving much easier. And secondly, thanks to the pre-programmed ECU gear shifting, AMT gearboxes are superior in their fuel efficiency and have much lower CO2 emissions, saving you money on fuel and vehicle taxes. So that's it. The AMT is a great gearbox option for anyone looking for a convenient and fuel economical transmission, all wrapped up in an easy to drive package. If you would like further information on the AMT or any of our other transmission options, visit kia.com/UK. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.